Hey everybody, Joe Daniels from Swing This Kettlebell and Strength today. I'm going to talk to you about, I'm going to treat you to a faceless video. What I'm going to talk about today is a tool for therapy that I think every person that trains, any person that does repetitive motions for their hands should use. That's basically pretty much everyone that has these. If you think about how many muscles coordinate movements for your hands, your fingers, your wrist that you use every day. Think about articulation for pencils, writing, typing, all that stuff. It involves a lot of neuromuscular connection. We use these little muscles so much through the day, and what happens is we have any injuries, we have any tightness, all that stuff can end up getting tacked down. You probably heard some before that I worked on a lot of tissue because I do a lot of kettlebells. Basically, all that stuff has developed an imbalance where I'm stronger on the wrist flexors than I am extensors. So I gotta work that out. But it's really hard. It bothers me when I type. Okay, so they're not as strong. So there's an imbalance basically there. So what I like to do is this thing right here. It's called the Armaid. ARMAID. Basically, if you're a massage therapist, a hairstylist, a mechanic, a person that works with anything, like if you type all day, this is basically, I'm talking about everybody out there. I want to give you some more stuff about this tool, how it works. I've done this several times, but I'm revisiting parts of this that I had kind of passed up. Excuse me. But anyway, my left side, after just doing about 5 minutes of this thing, has made incredible difference in the range of motion and the tension, the looseness that I feel in my left forearm compared to my right. It's unreal. But basically, this thing comes with, you attach it to your leg like this, tighten it down, it comes with a little strap, and I'd invite everybody that lives close to Cincinnati to come and try one of these. We have several at Swing This Kettlebell and Strength. Try this out before you buy it. There's no point in going, it's about $100. You're not gonna break this thing. They're interchangeable little pieces. It's basically, you can start off with, everybody knows about foam rolling by now. So this is literally foam rolling for your arm, okay? And this is a nice and soft, some people have some really, really bad tissue, which they can start using a really, really soft roller. Then it works up to a little bit more dense foam. Then for more pinpoint, it literally feels like a soft foam roller going through your arm. Like I said, this is still just attached to my leg. It's comfortable, sits there, rotates for different angles, open and close. You apply pressure by squeezing there. You can adjust it for smaller or larger, beefier arms. So anyway, there's other pieces. There's a little stiffer pinpoint. This is more of a rubber. It's more of a plastic ball. And then you can get really aggressive for a really deep therapy using this hard orange ball. You can really crank them down. And how this works is you can change the attachments just this easy. It's simple. Put that in there, put the little key back, and we're ready to work. Something else. Whoops, sorry. So basically what I do is, whatever side I'm trying to use, look at that. So basically, instead of trying to take a ball and squash it, say if I'm holding this ball on the ground, on a table, anything like that, or even in your hand and trying to mash that in, you get awfully tired. So basically, you have much more leverage. You don't need a lot of pressure. You can work on those wrist extensors, the finger, all sorts of those muscles down on the arm. And see all that big old clunk right there? That tissue shouldn't be like that. So I'm trying to loosen that tissue up until that goes away. That's hindering my grip right there. All that big chunk of really, really tight tissue. I mean, it feels like a big cord. I mean, it's not the way the muscle should be anymore. It's from overuse. And a lot of people can develop this from underuse. But think about people with carpal tunnel issues. It could just be super, super tight tissue right through the forearm that's causing that pain, that tingle and numbness. Tingness, right? Tingle and numbness in the fingers. So work on this stuff first. Try it out before you go out and get surgery on this stuff. So anyway, I'm going to go back to a starting position with seriously, it feels just like foam rolling. It's very, very practical, easy to use. Put the pin back in there. But basically, I've always been, once I got this, I just started killing it and really getting really deep. But sometimes you need a broader, more, less drastic, less pinpointed. So I can go all the way through the attachments of that whole muscle. I can start up in the upper arm and roll across the elbow joint with these foam rolling attachments. I can work down the brachioradialis. I can work down all sorts, that whole area. And you can get into spots that ball is going to be a little bit too painful on. So even this super soft foam rolling is getting me to release some of that tissue, organize that fascia back how it should be. It's incredible for somebody that works with their hands every day. Like I said, the repetitive stuff, typing especially, artists, musicians, not even getting into weight stuff. You know, you guys do a little bit less of the weight training that you do all the other stuff in your day-to-day life. We have a lot of hairstylists and people like that come down to swing this, and they're always like, man, my hands are really, really tight. I'm like, have you worked on the muscle in your arm? Have you loosened some of that stuff up? And they're like, well, no, I don't really have time. Like, do you realize how much you use and how tight that stuff can get? This is incredible. Like I said, stop down, try this thing out, the Armaid, try it out, see how it feels. You know, I really, really think that you would invest in one once you realize how much of a help this can be for anyone. So we're going to try to put a lot more. I'm actually going to write this into our workouts to make people do it. Like, okay, long kettlebell snatch set. Then it's going to be 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever, of loosening up that tissue. It's unbelievable the amount of recuperation that you can get by getting some of that tack down tissue released. I was at a Kelly Starrett mobility WOD seminar, and there's a guy had a issue down here, and Kelly was working on it, and he had so much tension, and he's a big proponent of the Armaid as well. The thing, it just works. There's cheaper things out there. I don't think they work as well. You just can't, you don't get the leverage. There's worked on springs and stuff, but this thing is incredible. Think about, I've been to a massage therapist several times for this issue. You need to keep up with it when you're at home. It's not good enough just to go, once and done, because that thing is, it's a repetitive motion, so it's going to happen over and over. You need to stay and be proactive. You need to do the work. You need to do the homework. It's just like right there. It's amazing. Excuse me. How much release I can get in that tissue just by that soft roller to loosen up all that tack down tissue from 33 years of doing stuff with my hands. Think about it. If you've had any injuries, if you've been boxing or something, strained some stuff and fell, anything, fell snowboarding, some of this tissue can get hyper excited and just stuck to keep those bones from breaking, the wrist from being in a bad position. Like I said, if you're constantly a mechanic or you're doing cooking, anything, this thing's incredible. So I'm asking you guys, stop down here, let me show you how this works, and just see how it feels. If it works for you, grab one. If not, big deal, you're not out of any money. We have plenty of them for you to test out, and our goal is injury prevention and hope to keep you guys training hard and living life the way that you want to without pain. So once again, check out armade.com. You know, if you want to test it out and then grab one, tell them that we sent you. We're just trying to help promote a company that makes a very, very good product. We only, at Swing This Kettlebell and Strength, we only recommend products that really, really work, and this is one of them.